Quote of the day. You're strong. You're a Kelly Clarkson song. You got this. By Jonathan Van Ness. Hey guys, got Jesse back out in the garage here again. So we're finally getting some nice weather here in Minnesota. It's got to be about 70 degrees outside today. So switching gears away from the Mustang. Actually had the Norton running here a couple weeks ago. It fired up after a couple of kicks, so that was pretty good. So now I finally got what I need to get the Gixxer back together. So I ended up ordering a new triple clamp. As you can see, this is the old one here. Yeah, and it's got a nice big old crack right there. I thought, oh, I could try to clean it up, but then in this process, I ended up knocking this lower race off and this seal, thinking I'd have to get this all heated up to weld it on this one. But so I decided just to switch gears. This was 60 bucks off of eBay. So I figured that was probably worth not having to hassle around with the other one. So I'm gonna work on getting that guy back together and hopefully get fired up. And then in that box right there is all the plastics for it that I ordered. So it is, well, I'll unbox it a little bit later here, show you the colors of it, but I'm thinking I'm going to end up taking this tank off and repainting it. And it looks like this decal is under the clear coat, unfortunately. So I need to decide what I'm gonna do with that, if I'm gonna spend a lot of effort on that. I forgot to push the record button, but I ended up taking the lower triple tree here, putting the little splash shield on it. I greased up all the bearings. So I greased the rear, both the lower races and the bearing itself, the upper races and the bearing itself, and then there's a little seal that goes underneath this piece. And then this is like a little collar on top and that bottom nut there. So I'll see if I can put this on like fast speed. But the next part, I'm gonna try to find a better tool for doing this, but I don't have the proper tools, so I'm not gonna recommend the way I'm gonna do it with just a screwdriver and trying to tighten this down and get it torqued on decent. So that's where I'm going next. All right, I was messing around with this thing forever and it just wasn't starting. Like I was messing around and you couldn't even get the fuel pump to kick on. The ignition worked, all the brake lights worked, everything, but the starter and the fuel pump didn't seem to be working. So I tried plugging the gauges in, and it ran before without the gauges and I still couldn't get it to work. And then I was messing around with wires because the only thing that changed was I had the handlebars off of here. So I was messing around and then we unplugged this and plugged it back in, and Owen came home and I was disconnected the battery a few times and nothing. And then we tried it one more time just with disconnecting things on the front end and plugging them back in, and all of a sudden it just came to life. So like this. Could hear the fuel pump. So I don't know what we did, but it runs, so I'm not going to second guess it.